Shalom, 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 family. Hope everybody doing good. Hey, Salakia. The past 2 Mondays. Um, we had a new moon feast 2 Mondays ago. Last Monday, man. Hey, my voice was going. I was sick, man. I was too sick, hurting. But all praise. We back at it. Yeah, family. If you can hear me, put a one in. If you can hear me, everything cool. Put a one in. Put a one in the chat. But oh man, but if the water, all praises. But yeah, man. Hey, so I'm glad. Hey, all praise to the Most High. I'm back at it. Right. Title of this class was "I'm afraid to die," because a lot of people in our community that have this fear because they don't really understand like what happens after death. It's always a big mystery. They don't have the understanding. They might search different things, but they don't really got no solid foundation to it. No, they haven't got no real, actual, truly credible source to get what goes on after you die, right? So I want to get a script real quick. Second Maccabees, right? Because this fearful spirit, we ain't had that for real. There are times when our people, we was really, like, we was standing on business. We was standing on business when it come to our God and His commandments. We was standing on business for real. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, all right, boom. We got a good news translation. That'll work. Let me share my screen. So we got to go into Second Maccabees real quick. Second Maccabees chapter 7. All right. So I'm gonna start from the top. In GNT, it says on another occasion, a Jewish mother and her 7 sons were arrested. So this Israelite woman and her sons were arrested. The king was having them beaten to force them to eat pork. So it was pretty much telling us, hey, we understand it's against your law to eat this pork, but I'm gonna make y'all do it. It's the king trying to show power, so he have authority over these people. And then one of the young men said, "What do you hope to gain by doing this? We would rather die than abandon the traditions of our ancestors." Right? And I'm trying to pull up in the KJV. It hits different in the KJV. I'm tripping. Right here, right? The verse 2. Oh, they don't even have it on here. That's crazy. I'll read it from my phone. But exactly, they want to keep us in sin, but they already know. They already know how it is. If we stay in sin, they're gonna be on top. And that's in Judith 5. I'm gonna bring that out too. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna get this second Maccabees first. I'm reading the KJV. In second Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 2. It says, "We would rather transgress." Verse 2. It says, "But one of them that spake first said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die, rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers." The laws of our fathers, you got to understand. We were ready to die. We were ready to die about God's laws. The laws of our fathers, all our ancestors, the law that Moses gave us. We was ready to die about it, then to eat some pork. But now, hey, we done got so soft as a civilization, as a community, as a people. It's like, all right, he ain't gonna like God ain't gonna be too like. No, we gotta understand. God hates sinners. God hates sinners. We gotta understand what type of God we dealing with for real. This is not one to be played with. Shalom, True Jew. Shalom, everybody in the chat. This God is not to be played with. Like Neff said, they want to keep us in sin because they understand as long as we in sin, they can be on top of us. They can be on top of us as in ruling us, not none of that weird stuff. Pause for, those brothers. But nah, so we got to understand what happens after we die, right? It's the main idea is like, all right, there's a separate heaven, hell, purgatory, and this is nonsense, right? We're gonna go into hell. I'm gonna start off with Acts chapter 2, right? Let's see, Acts 2:27. Let me share my screen again. I'm tripping. I don't know why I ain't keep it on there. Shalom, shalom. All right, so Acts 2:27, right? It says, "Because thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither will thou suffer the Holy One to see corruption," right? So we got to have an understanding on what this hell is, right? Well, I'm gonna debunk what a lot of our people think hell is. Hell is not the old fiery place, the place of fire you're burning forever, and you up, you down there with Satan, the devil, looking up, see heavens and all the angels. Like, nah, that's not what hell is. That's the Greek concept of hell, right? We got to understand when hell's being mentioned, well, when hell's being mentioned, especially like in the New Testament, some of the translations might have been off because you got to understand it's translated from the Greek Septuagint, right? And we also understand that the hell Hades is a Greek mythology. Is based on Greek mythology. Let's go into this word hell. Boom. Hades, right? Name Hades, Pluto, the god of the lower region. So, dealing with being a god of the lower region, we shouldn't even really be worried. We shouldn't even have no type of fear over that because we understand the God we serve is the most high. It's the most high God, the most powerful God, right? The guy that created the God that created everything. So why are we putting more fear into a creation of God than actual God, right? Because you got to understand, God is the one who put all this up together. So us putting fear into us as people, I don't want to go to hell. Like we should fear our God. We should fear Yahweh more than we fear the devil, Satan, whatever you Hades, whatever you want to call them. That burning fire place is not real. It's non-existent. It goes back to Greek. That's not even our culture or our customs. You feel me? That's something we do not even, us as a people back then, we wasn't even dealing with the Greek stuff like that for real. So we gotta go back to that mindset and get away from the Greek mindset that we having right now. Right. So it says name Hades or Pluto, God the lower region, Orcus, the netherworld, realm of the dead. And it says latter use of this word, grave, death, hell. Because in our culture, in our custom, Hebraic terms, hell is just a grave or a condition. You feel me? And so, Salakia, when it comes to this Hades, this Greek guy Hades, right? putting more fear or reverence into him is essentially, in a way, putting our God second because we put more fear and reverence into him. Say, I'm gonna go to. Here's the issue for that. The issue is because we got a scripture that tells us not to do that. Exodus 34. What is it? 14, I believe. Yeah, it says, "For thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord who is jealous is a jealous God." The thing about it, so even if it's not necessarily positive attention, but negative attention, even if we're giving our God negative, not our God, even if we're giving Hades or Satan, whatever term you want to call him, negative attention, it's still attention. Just like how we get jealous, be like, man, what's going on? Us as people, it says the Most High. Most High is jealous. So us doing that is still going on. Hey, exactly. Exclusive devotion, like Left the Kingdom said. Exclusive devotion. That's what he required. And so what we really need to do is go back. We need to put more fear into our God instead of Hades or like, nah. We need to understand what type of God we dealing with. We have to remember our God was his what mighty and terrible. And as a matter of fact, here's a law, right? It's in Deuteronomy. I want to say what 6. Do I already have it here? Nah, Deuteronomy 6. Yeah, that thou mightiest fear the Lord thy God, right? So it's in our Torah to fear the Lord thy God. It's in our Torah to fear Yahweh. The word Torah meaning instruction. It's in our instruction to fear our God, to keep all his statutes and all his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's sons, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. So it's no longer just, all right, we got to understand that fear is part of the commandments as well. That's in the Torah. So we have to not have more fear in the Hades or this hell and put our fear into our Father, our God, Yahweh, right? And what the scripture said, how do we show our fear? I'm going to go to Sirach, right? It's in Sirach 2. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Salakia. Sirach 2, verse 17. Give me the KJV. If I can't find it, I'll just read it off my phone, unfortunately. Ooh, Salakia, y'all. Oh, man. I'll probably just have to go up to the phone and grab it. Salakia. Sirach 2. Verse 15. Oh, I'm tripping. I was in at 17. That makes sense. Ooh. Let me share this screen real quick. Now that I got it. Because this is what a lot of our people say, oh, I fear God, but they actually showing they're not fearing God. It sounds cool, it sounds tough. Oh, I fear God, partner. I fear God, homie. Like, you can say that, but I can look at you and tell that you don't fear God for real. It's easy. What they say, hey, actions speak louder than words, right? You can say you fear God, but I can look at you and see you don't. And the reason I can say that is because it is right here. The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 15. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. So we having that fear, we're gonna want to keep his commandments because we understand what type of power our God has, what type of all the curses he said he's gonna do, we see him do it. We can look through history and see it. We can see it today. So we gotta have this understanding. This is a God not to be played with. This is a God not to be played with. We show our fear by obeying. The water enough. The water now. It's through the spirit. It's through the spirit. I ain't even have this on my little lesson. I'm just going through the spirit right now. It wasn't lined up with the lesson at all, man. But it said, hey, they that fear the Lord will not disobey his word. So when people be like, I fear God, and I see you, hey, you over here eating a bacon cheeseburger, hey, clean shaved face. Man, I know you don't fear God. For I can look at you and tell by your mannerism right now. The way you carry yourself, I can see that you don't fear God. You're not fearing God for real. What is tripping? I can tell right now you don't fear God. You just want to sound cool, sound tough. I get it, but we gotta start. We gotta stop playing. We gotta stop playing with our God. We gotta stop playing with the Most High God, Yahweh. He's not nothing to play with. This is not a joking matter, right? And so, with that, we gotta go. I'm gonna go to this right here, Deuteronomy 7, because we truly gotta remember. And then this is why I love, because everything I'm grabbing, it's in the Torah, right? Everything I'm grabbing right now is not everything, but a lot of precepts I'm pulling right now is coming from the Torah. And because this is our law, this is our instruction. It's telling us how we should move and how we should deal. And let me see, 7 and 21. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 21. Thou shalt be not affrighted at them, for the Lord thy God is among you, a mighty God and terrible. You got to remember, and terrible. Hades ain't got nothing on the Most High God, Yahweh, right? How many bodies do Hades have compared to our guy? How many devastating, quote unquote, supernatural events has Hades done compared to our guy, right? What measurement of disaster have Hades done compared to our guy? So why are we putting fear and reverence on this Greek mythology, on this Greek mythology god Hades, and not putting reverence to the real one true living God who told us what to do? All right, our people now. Hey, we messed up. We got to get back right. We truly got to get back right because it's not truly making sense. Because like our guys, it destroyed the firstborns in Egypt. Hades ain't do nothing like that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all an example real quick. Hades ain't do nothing like this, right? Let's go to 2 Kings. Yeah, 2 Kings 1. 2 Kings 1. Hades did not do this. So, all right, then we'll start from the top. I'm gonna hit a few verses. And then Moab rebelled against Israel after the death of Ahab, and Azariah fell down through a lattice in his upper chamber that was in Samaria and was sick. And he sent messengers and said unto them, Go inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron, whether I shall recover of this disease. So we gotta understand he's not going to the God of Israel. He's going to Beelzebub. He going to a different God, right? But the Lord But the angel of the Lord said to Elijah the Tishbite, arise and go meet the messengers of the king of Samaria and say unto them, is it not because there is not a God in Israel that you go to inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron? It seems like he's mocking, like, man, what? You acting like there's no God in Israel. Why you over here dealing with this? Why are you over here dealing with them over there? Right? You know better. Now therefore, thus said the Lord, thou shalt not come down from that bed on which thou gone up, but shalt surely die. And Elijah departed. And when the messengers turned back to him, he said unto them, why are ye now turned back? All right, I'm gonna go down to the point. We started verse 7. And he said unto them, what manner of man was he which came to meet you and told you these words? So he's trying to figure out, hey, who told y'all this to tell me this? And they answered, hey, he was a hairy man with a girdle of leather about his loins, and he said, it is Elijah the Tishbite. Right? Here's the cold part. Then the king sent him a captain of 50 with his 50. All right, so hey, they going deep. They pulling up deep on him, right? And he went up to him, and behold, he sat on top of the hill, and he spake unto him, thou man of God, the king hath said, come down. And Elijah answered and said to the captain of 50, if I be a man of God, then let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And there came down fire from heaven and consumed him and his 50. Again, also he sent unto him another captain of 50 with his 50. So we got to understand, right? Hades ain't doing that. Hades never sent fire down from the heavens to consume people. That Greek god ain't do. If I'm right, that Greek god, he just gotta sit, I guess, in his hell and just wait for people. Like he ain't doing these miraculous things, right? This is who we got to put our fear in. We got to put our fear in the God that sent fire from heaven. We got to put our fear in the God that killed the firstborn of the Egyptian, right? This is the God who we got to fear, not no Greek mythology. And we ain't dealing with that for real. This is who we truly need to fear. Yahweh, the God of our ancestors, right? So, with this hell thing, now we got to understand that hell is just a condition for real. It's not you die, you burn forever. No. It's conditioned. Let's go to Jonah, right? Jonah chapter 2. Starting from the top. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord his God out of the fish's belly. So this is where he at, the fish's belly. And said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. So I have an understanding that the Old Testament was translated from Hebrew. Let's see what that word hell mean for real. Right? Of the belly of hell, Sheol. It's going to what? Sheol, underworld, grave, pit. Hey, what is a grave? It's a pit. In the Old Testament, designation for the abode of the dead. So where did the dead bodies reside at? They reside in the grave. This is we understand this is it's a situation, or it's the actual grave. It's not the fairyland fiery place. It's a situation you're in. You're in a hard situation. I'm trying to find the right word, not situation, but man, I cannot think of the correct word right now. This is crazy. I had it on the tip of my tongue too. Condition, right? It's a terrible condition, or you're dead. You're in the grave. It's not fiery, this fiery place where hey, you die, and then boom, you get judged, and now you kicking there with the devil and demons or whatnot. No, that's not it. All right, let's go to I'll give you another example in Psalms. We're gonna go to Psalms chapter 9, verse 17. It says, "The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God." So all of the wicked just gonna boom. Are they going to turn into the fiery place? No, they're not going to turn into the fiery place. They're going to die. They're going to go to the grave. It's simple. We have to go back to the Hebraic understanding of hell and let the Greek mythology. We got to let the Greek mythology go. The water quote. That's the water predicament. That's what I was looking for, right? And that's the word I was looking for. So we get rid of this Greek ideology, this Christian ideology of hell, and go back to what it was Hebraically. We understand we don't really have to fear anything because we're not dying and then going to spend eternity in this fiery pit, this fiery place with devils and demons running around. No, that's not what's happening, right? So, what happens after we die? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12. What happens after we die? That's going to give us more understanding of what happens after death. Because once I feel like majority of our people understand what goes after death, we will stop having this fearful spirit about dying. Because like I read at the start in Second Maccabees 7, our people were ready to die instead of eating pork. And it wasn't no easy that they took. It was a very painful death, but they said, "Hey, we would rather die than transgress the laws of our fathers," because they understood death, so they didn't have no fear of death, right? And here's Ecclesiastes 12:7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. How can your spirit go to God if how can your spirit go to God if it's in hell at the same time? Like, no. Hold on. What time? Can you tell us what happens to our spirit when we die? Yeah, I got you. Just keep going through the class, bro. I got you. I got you. I'll answer questions at the end of it. But it says, verse. I'm gonna reread it again. Ecclesiastes 12:7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. So that's where our spirit going. We're gonna be with the Most High. We're gonna be in the Most High. We're gonna be essentially in a state of peace. We're gonna be resting. Let me give you an example of that. It's in First Samuel. 28. Yeah, boom. I'm gonna start at verse. Yeah, we'll start at verse 3. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirit and wizards out of the land. So there weren't no witches, wizards, people of that nature in the land, right? And we're going to jump down to verse 6. We're going to be reading a little bit, so y'all bear with me. And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets, right? And so Saul trying to, get in contact with the Most High. But we got to understand, this is after Saul done displeased the Most High because he ain't follow his order. Then Saul said unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said unto him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up whom I shall name unto thee. So this is like, I'm trying to say, we're going to like the witch doctors or the fortune tellers, whatever you want to, like the woman with the clear crystal ball, trying to, that's who Saul went to. He went to one of them. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? So she like, man, hey, you the same one who kicked us out of the land. Like, nah, man, this is a trap. You trying to set me up. and check this out. And Saul swear to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. That is an issue. The reason that's an issue is because it's in our laws in the Torah that said we're not even supposed to be doing stuff like this. This is witchcraft. This, if I'm correct, this is capital punishment. We are not supposed to be doing stuff like this. We are not supposed to be doing stuff like this. Capital punishment, put to death. But he gonna say, "Hey, look, don't even worry about it." This how shook Saul is, right? This is how shook Saul is. And Saul spoke to her, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel. So now we're going to get Samuel, right? She's going to get Samuel. Samuel's dead. And this is what we won't keep reading, right? And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, Why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? The woman said unto Saul, I saw God ascending out of earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, Salakia, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? Why are you disturbing me? Let's see this in the NLT. Why are you disturbing me? NLT 15. Why is thou calling me back? Let's go to the Bible Hub, if I'm correct. That's the one I'm looking for. This is why are you calling me back? Why are we disturbing? You gotta understand, because that when we are dead, our spirits with the Most High, we're resting, we're at peace. In other scriptures, it says we are asleep. And he had to be extremely desperate. Yeah, the Most High wasn't dealing with him no more, man. The Most High wasn't dealing with Saul no more. Hey, he's trying his best to get back right. He's trying his best to get back right. Let me I'm gonna go to sleep. Where I'm at, Salakia. Yeah, all right, boom. I'm saying, why is calling me back? Wise house. I'm gonna go back to the KJV. You know, wise out disquieted me. Let me go 2 Samuel 7. I'm going to right here, right? And this is Nathan. I'm talking to David. It's verse 12 right here. It says, and if thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. When your days be fulfilled, when you die, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. So we're going to be at sleep. We're going to be asleep. We're not going to be awake, burning. No, we're going to be asleep. We're going to be asleep in peace. Hold on. I'm trying to read this. No, it's fine. Sun was falling. God. A true Jew. Salaki, I was just I was reading your comment. Let me see, where was I at? Salaki. I'm doing too many things on one time. Salakia. Forgive me. 2 Samuel 12, right? Yeah, and it says, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. We're gonna be at peace. We're gonna be sleeping. We have no need to worry about, oh, we're gonna be with demons, and no, that's not happening. That is not going to happen. We're not going to be in hell. We're not going to be burning up forever. We're going to be at peace. It's like we're going to be asleep. Hey, like I don't know if any of y'all had surgery before, right? I had surgery on my shoulder. I had tore my labrum football. That sleep they put that sleep you get when they put that anesthesia in, that's probably the best sleep I ever had. But that sleep, that's the type of sleep. Hey, we're gonna be at we're gonna be at peace. Ain't no, and you just at peace. That's the sleep we're gonna be when we put the Most High. Let me see. Salakia. Thwada, no, I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, y'all know I'm still trying to get right with this. You know, hey, I'm learning. All praises for y'all being patient with me. All praises for y'all being patient with me. And so now that we understand we're going to be essentially just sleeping, there's another part. And this goes to the question that Tim had asked earlier in the chat. And it's saying, what happens? But he said, what happens to our spirit after we have peace, if I'm correct? And here we go. 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 35. Let me share the screen for y'all. It says, "For after death shall judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared." So after death, we die. In the in Ecclesiastes, I believe 12:7, it said our spirit goes back to the Creator. And then after our spirit go back to the Creator, we're gonna get our judgment, and then we live out our judgment. This is not this was a common thing amongst our people. We had understanding of this. We had clear understanding of this. And even it's in the law too. Let's go to Exodus 20. Exodus 20. Oh, I know I passed it. Really good. Oh man, am I tripping? No, it's in here. Da da da. Salakia. All right, Exodus 20:5, right? It says, "Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me." So we're saying until the third or fourth generation, we understand there's certain. This is not a everybody situation. This is just, I guess you said, on average. Our we die, our spirit goes back up to the Most High. Every third or fourth generations, we come back and it says we're gonna get. That's what we get our essentially our judgment, because it says for after death judgment comes. So we're gonna get a judgment on the previous life we had lived. And to prove that this regeneration, or a lot of people say reincarnation, this is something that our people had well understanding of in the scriptures. We had well understanding that just as a group of people, like it was not it was not uncommon. So when it comes to fearing death, it's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna come back. You're like, all right, yeah, hey, you may get me this time, but hey, I'm gonna be back. You feel me? Like, look, y'all don't understand. Hey, our guy, hey, I'm gonna get back right now. Look, especially knowing I'm dying for him, doing what he says instead of listening to y'all. Yeah, look, hey, I know I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna be all right. That's the type of spirit we was in. And let me go to what am I looking for? So Lakia. Let's go to Matthew 11. What verse? All right, boom. I'm talking about regeneration. Matthew 11:11. And verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. And letting us know, hey, the kingdom of heaven isn't in the sky. Who's been suffering violence? The Israelites. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. Here it is. And if ye will receive it, this is Elijah, which was for to come. So this is Christ saying, this is Elijah from back then. If he back then and now, that's a process of regeneration. There's a process of regeneration. And then but this goes to show that, but when they asked John didn't know who he was. So it's in chapter 1, if I'm correct. I'm tripping. Yeah, right here. Boom. Because they asked John, Yahushua, he done said John was Elijah. But look what happened when they asked John. John chapter 1, verse 19. And this is the record of John. When the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who art thou?" And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, "I am not the Christ." And they asked, "What then? Art thou Elijah? And he said, "I am not." "Art thou a prophet?" And he answered, "No." And they said unto him, "Who art thou? That we may give an answer to them that sent us. What sayest thou of thyself?" He said, "I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord, as said the prophet Isaiah." He had no idea that he was Elijah. But Yahweh knew. So then here's the thing. Why didn't he know why didn't John the Baptist know he was Elijah? Because it's already told. We're not going to have remembrance. What is, I want to say it's Ecclesiastes 11. Nah. Ecclesiastes 11. Oh, no, it's 1 and 11. Tripping. Right. It says, "There is no remembrance of former things." Well, Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 11. "There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after." So that's why John the Baptist wasn't able to know this, because we come back, we're not going to remember our past lives. We're not going to remember none of that. We're starting new. We're starting anew, right? So that is why when they asked me, he's like, "Man, I don't know. I'm the person that Isaiah wrote about." But that shows humility. That shows humility that he had. He didn't view himself to be someone like brothers may say, "Oh, I think I'm King David of this lifetime," or, "Oh, I may think I'm some major prophet." Like, he ain't had that type of spirit. He was like, "Man, I'm just a regular person, just doing what I gotta do." That's he didn't view himself to be someone of a high stature, right? But let's go to the judgment. When it says, "For after death, then you shall receive judgment." In John chapter 9, right? In verse 1. Salakia. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, "Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" So the man was blind from birth. If you're blind from birth, how did you sin? Right? That's the question. If you're blind from birth, how did you sin? Because they asked him, was it the man that sinned or was it his parents? If you're blind from birth, that means you're receiving judgment based off something that you did your last time that you was here. And they having that understanding. In John chapter 9, verse 3, Jesus answered, "Neither had this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him." But he was only blind so Yahushua could do his works, and so it could be shown. Let me so like I caught up reading in the comments. Hey, so we can go back to that after I finish the lesson. And First Samuel. Salakia. It says Jesus answered, neither have this man seen nor his parents, but that's Salakia, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. So we saying that judgment was coming after his previous generation, or what they say today, incarnation. This is the judgment that he was getting. Well, it would have been the judgment that he was getting, but no, he was just blinded so Yahushua works could be made manifest into the world. Salakia. And how do you think the woman was able to see Samuel? And let's go back to it. What is it? It was the Kings. No, it was Salakia. Let me go back to it. Second Samuel. Boom, boom, boom. Salakia. I'm trying to remember exactly where it was at. Yeah, First Samuel 28. Oh, so verse 12. Well, I'm gonna start from 11 in the NLT. First Samuel 28, verse 11. Finally, the woman said, "Well, whose spirit do you want me to call up?" "Call up Samuel," Saul replied. And when the woman saw Samuel, she screamed, "You deceived me. You are Saul." So it don't necessarily say how she knew. It doesn't necessarily say how she knew, but it was like brother Neff said, it was all through the Most High. But I mean, or it could have been like, it's so many possibilities. It don't necessarily say. All we do know is that when she saw Samuel, she knew it was Saul. Oh, Salaki enough. I ain't even looking. I ain't even looking at chat. Salaki enough. And you're right. Let's see any other questions that I had skipped. Shabbat Shalom. Okay, y'all bless. Shalom, Taz, y'all. Shalom. Yeah. But yeah, that was my quick lesson on death. We shouldn't be afraid of it for real. Look, you die, our spirit goes to the Most High. We're sleeping, we're at rest. We receive our judgment while we up there, and then we live out the judgment that we had. All praise the water for everybody staying tuned in, tapped in. I appreciate it. I'll stay on with you for questions and whatnot. Oh man. Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all. We gotta get back rolling. Like I said earlier in the live Salakia, the past 2 weeks, we had a new moon feast, and I was sick. Like my voice was gone. Like I sounded terrible. And the brothers who talked to me on the phone, so like I ain't even all the way there yet, but the brothers who talked to me on the phone, they knew what's up. Elijah Levite. All right, let's go. Let's go to Elijah the Tishbite. What was it? What was that? First Kings. Was it First Kings or Second Kings? Just Second Kings 1:10. Yeah. Elijah the Tishbite. Let's. Where does it say? Oh, it's in the NLT. No wonder I'm looking for a certain word. I can't even find it. Am I sharing the screen? Oh, I'm tripping. I don't even got the screen shared. Oh, Salakia, boom. Oh, Salakia. Let me look into it for real. All right. And then heavens to Gilead. And I have he went to Jordan. So like any other questions? Cooling. All right. We don't got any questions. Hey, I say the water for 29. Tap in tomorrow. Lord willing, Zam and Zamir and the Buck, they're gonna do they'll have their class. Saturday, we have another class coming up as well. Feel free to contact us if you're interested in joining and have any questions or anything. Feel free. And with that, I'd like to give all honor, praise, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. Say Shalom.